our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and same-day delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a-bullseye-view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Shell Williams, Phillie's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast, learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom Your Podcast. Go to ShellyShellWilliams.com or go to Instagram at ShellyShellWilliams or at DJ Kid Disco. DM us. Find out more information. This class is a must-take class.
Romaine, my girl, an African-American, master's level, licensed professional counselor, and dance movement therapist. Tell us more about your clinical practice.
Yes, Dr. Webb. I am a licensed professional counselor with the state of Pennsylvania, specialized in verbal psychotherapy as well as dance movement therapy. Dance movement therapy helps clients to improve self-esteem, body image, develop effective communication skills, build healthy relationships, as well as build positive coping skills.
Yes, honey, I love it. But wait, what if I don't know how to dance?
No worries. We're all natural movers each and every day. So you don't need to be a professional dancer in order to engage in dance movement therapy.
I like that. So if someone wanted to schedule an initial consultation, where can they find you?
Yes, they can find me on LinkedIn, Romaine Diaz. You can also email me at romainendiaz@gmail.com, as well as contact my office at 215-914-5797, and we'll be glad to set up an intake with you.
Wonderful. So say that number one more time, Romaine.
Yes, my office number is 215-914-5797.
Hey everybody, it's Shelly Shell Williams, Phillie's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night, but I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur, trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just the course for you. Please go to ShellyShellWilliams.com to find out more.
WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the get down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is CYNDA Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio. Radio.
Well, now, who's that lady?
She's got a great voice.
She's got a great voice. She's got a great voice. Okay, so we're now live on Facebook, Seabreeze, and you're all tagged up so your people can,
I'm looking on it. It hasn't come up yet. It will, I'm sure. I'm sure it will come up. Good morning, everybody out in Facebook land and wherever you may be. I hope you all are well today. It is a beautifully sunny day here in the great Indiana, and still cold, but still think I'm gonna get outside and get a walk today while it's sunny and pretty out.
Now wait a minute, Seabreeze. What do you? Because here in Philly, it's cold as the witches out there this morning. So
it is cold. I mean, I didn't say it wasn't cold, but I'm just gonna wrap up, put on some gloves and some double up on my leggings and be warm and go walk.
I know that's right.
While I can, because yeah, it's beautiful. It may be cold, but it's beautiful outside.
Do you like cold weather? I hate cold weather.
I do not. I do not like cold weather. I like cold weather for nostalgic purposes, remembering when on Christmas Day. That's it. I don't understand people say, "Oh, I just love it cold." I don't understand it. I don't love it cold.
So, growing up in Indiana, does it get like really, really cold? Like,
no, Indiana is nowhere like Chicago. Chicago, now that was cold because it was wet, had a lot of water in it, so it just feels like you're freezing your tail off. And then add the wind to it, it's ridiculous. Indiana is a lot warmer, maybe like 15 degrees warmer than 15, 20 degrees at any given time in the winter. Than Chicago. So I am very happy about that because it's a little better.
And speaking of big windbags,
who could you be talking about?
Who else? Who else? The man baby.
Yeah, I was speaking to you earlier about I've been watching slowly but surely the Twilight Zone, Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone, and I can't like binge on them because they're so deep and dark, and I take my time to savor each one. And I just got to I think it was episode 5 in the first season. It was called Wonderkin. Steven Yeun played this campaign manager. Long story short, a child becomes the president and his mother becomes the vice president. And it is absolutely horrendous.
Well, wait 20 seconds. You didn't tell me that part. His mother is president.
Because, he wanted his family around him. Sound familiar? He wanted his family, and all his decisions were based on, I promised that I was going to give everybody a free video games in the world, and I promised, and he would throw tantrums and make absolutely ridiculous requests, and was putting people in harm's way, and the people were like, "Oh, he's great, he's just so wonderful." And, he loves dogs, and, it's just, and the guy tries to stand up to him, and then he ends up getting shot down by the Secret Service. And it's obviously kind of extreme, but not too extreme, if you want to know the truth. It was a very funny analogy or similarity to some of the stuff that's really happening in the world. Not too far off.
So I want to bring you guys up to speed on something that happened last night. First of all, oh my goodness, wait a minute. Can I acknowledge somebody's Seabreeze real quick?
Love for you too.
I would love to give a shout out to my brother-in-law, Russell Blake. What up, cuz? What's going on, brother-in-law? You're like a real brother to me.
Awesome.
I want to bring y'all up to speed real quick on something that happened last night that was some real ignorant. It was ignorant at first, but the way black folks came out and showed out, because it was clearly racist. So in the state of Michigan, the two Republican, I guess they would be called election certifiers or whatever, refused to certify the election. They didn't want to certify a specific county, and I believe the county is Kent County, which is 80% black.
I wonder why that is.
Black folks came out, white folks came out in a town hall meeting on Zoom. While I was watching Don Lemon, the news came across that the decision had been reversed. So for all those that saying your vote don't count, that your voice don't count, this is proof that your vote does count. And this is 2020. I'm going to repeat with what my new co-host on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays said. Deep. This is the year 2020, which means this is the year that we have 2020 vision. So all this stuff that everybody's doing, thanks to COVID, is being revealed and is showing people who people really are. And they're not going to forget some of the stuff that these people are doing, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, and Ted Cruz, and all the rest of them that are saying these ridiculous things, and not one of these senators are stepping up and just telling this man that you gotta go. The stuff you're doing. He was planning to bomb Iran. He's pulling the troops out of he's trying to destroy this city. He's like a disgruntled tenant that's been evicted. So now you want to mess up the plumbing and you understand what I'm saying? Just trash the place before you leave because you mad because you didn't pay your rent.
Yeah, it's not surprising though. Come on. I mean, this is not like everybody knew that this is going to happen to one degree or another. But messing with the military and pulling troops out of places, it's just vindictive and really dangerous and ugly. And if they let him do this, oh well. I mean, they've been letting him do everything else he's doing because his cult is so committed to him, no matter how horrible he is, and they don't see him that way. I don't understand how you can see a tantrum throwing child as a strong man. No, it's just a tantrum throwing child.
I don't see. Now, those of y'all looking on Facebook, first of all, because somebody inboxed me. Let me address something real quick. Wait a minute. This is Kool-Aid. I don't drink alcoholic beverages, okay? I don't drink. This is Kool-Aid. This is grape Kool-Aid, okay? When y'all see me drinking from this canister, it's grape Kool-Aid with ice and lemons in it, okay? I don't drink alcoholic beverages. I'm not a drunk. I don't even drink. I'm a pothead. Get it right. I'm sorry.
And this is coffee decaf.
No, somebody actually inboxed me with that crap. See,
were they being funny?
No, they was dead ass. They was like, "Yo, you shouldn't be drinking like that on the air." What? I don't even drink.
Maybe they just meant you shouldn't be drinking anything on the air.
I wish y'all would. Watch this. Anyway. You know I'm off the hook sometimes. Sea breeze. I'm stupid sometimes. So, where we at time? Ooh, we get ready to come up. So listen, I want to pre-introduce today's guest. That's like really her organization means a lot to me. Her name is Beverly Weinberg, and she's the director of Integration for Good. So what Integration for Good does, I'm going to basically let her explain it more because I don't want to mess it up. And I'm not high yet, so I don't want to mess it up. So what she did, pretty much what the organization does, it helps people with disabilities, of course, but it also focuses on people with disabilities who have taken their so-called disability and not let it stop them and move on and do some amazing things. I want her to tell the story about this guy who was, I think he was a place kicker, but he was blind. He's been legally blind. He's been totally blind since he was like 9 years old, and he taught himself how to play football blind. And it's just amazing stories, and it pretty much focuses on people have a misconception of people like myself with disabilities. They automatically think, oh, he blind, and then it's funny. It's not funny. It's just something you seriously got to deal with. When the lady falls down the steps and says, I'm falling, they can't get up. That ain't funny. How is any of that funny? Or they assume that somebody with autism is dumb or they're not talented. I know a young man, DJ Nick. DJ Nick has autism. Let me tell you something. DJ Nick is one of the baddest DJs I've seen in quite some time. That young boy could play. Picks up, he's a human sponge. So just because somebody has a disability, they can't hear, they can't walk or whatever, that doesn't make them any less of a person. That doesn't make them dumb, stupid, or anything of the sort. It's just like when people assume that because someone comes to America and they're from another country, maybe they don't speak the language. But that doesn't mean that they're stupid. They just don't speak the language. They could have been a scholar, a genius. You understand what I'm saying?
I've known some super smart people with autism. I actually have some brilliant people in my family with that are on the spectrum. So, there's dumb people all around folks, okay? Obviously, and that don't have any kind of quote unquote disabilities at all. They just got a disability of the spirit, as far as I can tell. So,
Oh, wait a minute, Seabreeze. I'm looking at another chat, and I'd like to. You can't see him, but I'm going to say hello to you from him. We've interviewed him before, Mr. William Clarence Marshall III. Remember him?
yes, I do.
Well,
How are you?
he is saying hello. So can you,
Hello.
Mr.
Hello. How are you, my friend?
We gotta
With
get.
the melodious voice.
Yeah, he does. He got that voice. He's got that. He's got that voice. We gotta get him back in on the show.
Yeah, definitely. I think that would be good.
Yeah, let him come back and hang out with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that would be real cool. Mr. Marshall, Mr. Harlem Renaissance. I think I just heard something trying to do that.
Yeah, some folks don't have it in them. Sorry, DJ Kid Disco. You got a lot of talents. You got a lot of talents, but you guys do different things.
But that ain't one of them.
Ooh.
Hey, I know my lane. I know where I belong. I know my lane. So, we got about 5 minutes left before the next commercial break. 5 to 7 minutes, somewhere around there. So, yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. Again, yeah, wait a minute. Where is my number one? I can't find it. She's gonna kill me. Oh, I can't. Oh, here it is. Look what I got, Seabreeze.
Ah, the lifestyle.
Look at how she signed. Let me read to you how she signed it. I love the way I love the way she loves me. Thanks, Kid Disco. To the coolest DJ ever. Thanks for your support. I appreciate and love you. Why, money? Oh. So, I need y'all to go to Amazon. It's only like $9, I think. I mean, damn, you know. I need y'all to go to Amazon and look for this book. And I want y'all to buy this book because Seabreeze, you can say it firsthand. Renee and Sheila.
Very risque. It'll take you right out of your problems and into the world.
Well, that's the name of the book. Wait a minute. That's the name of the book. The Lifestyles. Warning. See that, y'all? It says warning. Not for the sensitive. See that? Mm-hmm. So if y'all sensitive.
And judgmental.
You might not want to read this book. Nah, you know what? If you're sensitive, go buy the book any damn way. I don't care. It's a good book. Hey, anytime the talented and infamous CYNDA Williams has agreed to do the audio, then it must be a damn good book. Am I wrong, Seabreeze?
You know, you make a good point there. I haven't read the whole book yet. I agreed to just based on the first chapter, just because it looks so much fun. But I am sure I'll be blushing while I do some of it.
You might be blushing while you're doing most of it.
It's probable, but I'm really good at playing a part.
Listen, you did such an excellent job when you did read. For a cold read, it was great. It was great.
I enjoy it.
And speaking of promos, also, I'm going to do a shameless plug. This Friday at, what time does it come out, Seabreeze? 12?
12 Eastern.
I'm going to need y'all to really, really tune in to the PPC podcast. This episode, this one here, I mean, they all hit me, but I'm not going to tell the whole thing. I'm just going to give a little trailer to let them know that Seabreeze has read phenomenal. Up there's Miss Beverly. A phenomenal version of Maya Angelou's poem. There was a couple times I had to take it back. Wait a minute, is that Maya or is that? Damn. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Definitely one of my favorite poems. She's so good.
So we get ready to go to commercial break because Miss Weinberg is here now, and we're going to welcome her in right now before we go to break so she can understand what's going on. We're not going to leave her out in the virtual green room. We don't do that because we ain't got no food. We ain't got. We ain't got no food and drinks out there, so I can't leave her in the virtual green room. I have to bring her in. You know the
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Weinberg.
Good morning. Good to see you again. DJ Kid, how are you?
Beverly,
good to meet you. What an honor.
Beverly Weinberg, I would like for you to officially meet the talented, the infamous CYNDA Williams, star of stage and screen.
Yeah, so good to meet you.
You too. You too. I'm excited to hear what you have to say, what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go to break, as we just go to commercial break, so you can be a part of that process. But before we go to commercial break, I'm just going to tell I've already introduced what your organization and what you represent, and I'm just going to tell you directly the reason why you're here is because, per our interview that I was so scared to do, but
nobody could tell.
You and Shelly just pushed me in there, you know. But it was such an empowering interview that really made me get deep into my psyche. And I said, you know what? she's right. This does need to be talked about openly. People need to hear how people like myself with disabilities had to readjust, how we've had to cope, and how this crap is not funny. It's not a joke. That doesn't make us stupid. That doesn't make us slow. That doesn't make us, we're just people with situations, you know? And that story that you told about the football player stuck in my mind. So.
Wow. Yeah. He just spoke live at our event Friday night. And what struck me the most, which is what strikes me about our work the most, I have to say, is kind of the universality, if that's the word, of the message of everyone is facing their own adversity. And it looks very different for different people, but there's a commonality in that experience. And when people come together, you know, people responded to me after hearing him. I mean, I say live, it was of course live on Zoom, but people related to him that had all different kinds of challenges, you know, mental health challenges, challenges with trauma in their past, challenges with different experiences, economic adversity, bullying, you know, lack of opportunity. And they're like, even though I don't have a vision impairment, his story resonated with me. You know, I felt like he was speaking to me because I too experience adversity. So the way he presented it was a way that related to so many other people. And I was excited that he could use his blindness and his courage in sharing about his blindness as a way to let other people know that there's strength in vulnerability, right? And there's strength in coming together as a community to figure out how we can support each other and empower each other to move forward, dealing with what we each deal with individually.
Right. And that we're here. So real quick, we're going to take a commercial break and we're going to sit around for about 3 minutes. And we usually use that for, I'm going to just be real with you because this is a real, very real show. I'm going to go TT. For the bathroom. Don't shake your head. You know me. You know me. If you gotta go, you gotta go.
True. Very true.
Hold it. I got some stuff to take care of. All right. I'll be back in 3 minutes. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Melanated Morning Show. I'm DJ Kid Disco here with Seabreeze and Beverly Weinberg. We will be back in, I think, 6 minutes. I said 3 minutes. I don't know why I said 3 minutes. Whatever. You know, on top of everything else, can't see, can't count. Anyway, we'll be back.
WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
We'll be back. For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores and wiping down carts and baskets after each use, reserving dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and same-day delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a bullseye-view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast? Learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom
Okay, ladies, can I be heard?
Yes, you are.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay, we're getting some feedback, we're getting some comments, so let me get back into Facebook real quick. Because I've just been... Okay. Let me see something. Okay, Facebook, I'd like to say good morning to Barrington Harper. What's going on? Good morning.
Baritone.
Vince, what's going on? Somebody said that I wasn't looking at the comments. I'm looking at the comments. I can't see your comments to the person that just texted me and said I'm not looking at the comments. I just can't see your comments. Dang it. Anyway. And you lucky Beverly here. That's why I'm keeping it clean, because you know if Bev wasn't here, I'd be going in. But we got company.
He's very honest.
But we got company, so I'm trying to be nice.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to be good. It's hard for him now.
Yeah.
Well, we got company, so I'm trying to be on my good behavior. See, Bruce.
Hey, I used to work in juvenile detention, so I don't blush anymore. I think I've heard it all.
Oh, you ain't heard nothing yet. You ain't heard me go in on We got kicked off of a station because of it.
That was ridiculous, though. Come on. You really didn't.
I know. We ain't gonna get that.
Was ridiculous. You know me, I'm a goody two shoes, but that was silly.
All right, we get ready to come back on. So okay. I believe we're back.
Are we back?
Are we back?
I think so.
You know, I was so busy.
I know. Yes, we are back. We are back. We are back.
Let me
switch gears real quick. And well, you know what, Miss Beverly, you can really go ahead. Let's just get right into it. Go ahead and tell your story while I switch gears. I got so many hats on. I forget where I'm coming.
I don't know.
And you're echoing.
Oh. Okay, let's do this.
So, Bev, please tell us more about what you're doing exactly.
Sure. So we're almost 2 years old. I launched Integrate for Good in January of 2019. And we exist to empower people with diverse abilities to share their talent. And really, it's in 3 different ways. So we have a pre-COVID life and a post-COVID life. So pre-COVID, we were bringing people together to volunteer inclusively. And we were doing that on college campuses, in libraries, senior centers, faith communities, zoos, anywhere that would welcome groups of inclusive people to give back to the community. We don't have a brick and mortar building. So we were doing that in the community until March 12th. Now we're doing all that virtually. Our second area is community leadership. We like to empower people to be in positions of leadership that maybe haven't had their voices heard before. And then our third area is meaningful employment. So we want to make sure that people with diverse abilities, that their talent is captured in our economy, because we're all better, we're all stronger when that can happen. So we are, like any company, we are pivoting. We're making sure our mission and our work moves forward. We're just trying to do that in creative ways. And we love partnering and collaborating with diverse organizations that just really share our passion for creating opportunity where opportunity has long been missing.
So, Bev, let me ask you a question. Is there a specific city that you guys are based out of, a specific locale?
Yeah, so we operate in the greater Philadelphia area, but I have to say I don't know if there's any blessings associated with COVID, but maybe a silver lining is that now that we're virtual, we have people that are joining in. We had someone volunteering with us from Bangladesh, which never would have happened pre-COVID. We just had our big virtual annual event this past weekend, and we had people from coast to coast, people in California, Florida, middle of the country. And if we had a live event, they wouldn't have been there. So right now we're reaching out to a larger community. We started in Montgomery County and we serve the 5 counties surrounding Philadelphia.
Oh, because that was my next question, because I'm in Delaware County. So if my, need, because I need help. People like me need help. Listen, y'all, I got one headlight, and that one is dusty. It's dangling a little bit, I need some issues. I got some issues, and I got to be good at. I forgot we got company. I can't really. I'm gonna just say it, Bev. You here? Look, listen. You family, you here? Listen. If y'all think that marijuana actually helps your vision and all that, stop lying to yourself. I smoke enough weed, I should be able to have x-ray vision by now. So it don't work. We have other resources that we have to use. How would a legally blind piehead like myself get your service?
Just as long as you don't drive a service truck of any sorts.
I'm blind, remember?
Hey, we had Jake Olson on our call Friday night live, and this man who lost both eyes to cancer taught us that he, after losing his vision, learned a long snap of football. So we really believe that, a lot of the limits that we set for ourselves or the limits that other people set for us that we absorb and internalize, we can push past that.
Wait a minute.
So we don't believe that someone with a disability, whether it's, a vision impairment, a hearing impairment, an intellectual disability, we don't believe that any person needs to be fixed. We believe our community and the environment need to be fixed so that that person can share their talent.
But Beverly,
where our focus is, so we can put you to work. Look what you're doing now.
But wait a minute.
What you're doing now.
Wait a minute, Beverly. Come on, let's keep it real. Would you really want me to be your Uber driver?
Well, you know what? Just like nobody would want me doing their tax books, numbers aren't my thing. So I feel like we all have talents and abilities, and it's a question of how do we find the right channel to share that. And I surround myself with people like me and tech. I mean, I can ask a 5-year-old for help and they'll know more than I do about tech. So I feel like we don't all need to be great at everything. We find where our gifts are, where our talent is, where our passion is. And then we surround ourselves with the support that kind of fills in the holes.
My question is, I just had this experience with my father. My father was like very strong, brilliant mind, loved to read, was constantly teaching us the things that he was reading and absorbing and all of this. But then he got cancer, and he also had to have 2 hip replacements, and everything that he valued in himself from his perspective went away. And so he didn't have any resources. I'm sure they were out there. He just did not reach for them because he got so depressed about the fact that he wasn't the same person anymore. And though I had conversations with him and said, you have so much value, you just have to figure out what you do new that you don't even know about, that you're not aware of, that you can offer to continue being valuable. I mean, you're valuable to us no matter what, but you have to have self-worth. And how do you have resources to help people that go through these kind of transitions, especially seniors that lose their sight, like he did? He lost his sight, so he couldn't read anymore and didn't want to listen to books. And He couldn't carry the groceries or be the strongest man in the world in the room anymore. He couldn't do all these things he was so used to doing. And so, to be honest with you, I believe that's why he passed away, because he just didn't want to be alive anymore because he didn't feel like he was worthy. Do you have resources for that?
Yeah, I think what you hit on is really at the heart of what we do. I think people need to feel needed. They need to know. It's interesting, when we started our work, we were focusing on students and adults with developmental disabilities, intellectual disabilities, Down syndrome and cerebral palsy and autism. And the people that were coming out to our groups, we were realizing were more and more seniors. And some of them would say, even people that didn't have they had a natural decline in their ability because of age, or some of them had other things that kind of intensified that. But they would say, I thought I'd be thrilled not to have to work anymore, and I retired, and I don't have a reason to get out of bed in the morning. I feel like if I don't show up somewhere, like nobody's going to miss me. If I do show up, no one's going to be excited to see me. And it was this despair and social isolation. And we saw more and more seniors coming out and started to realize that what we thought of as special needs, because we were working in the disability community specifically, are really human needs. And we started to look at, how can we modify? We had some women that said, I love to knit and crochet. And I always felt so much value. If a new baby was born in our family, I could crochet a blanket, or I could make a baby hat, or and now because of degenerative vision or arthritis in my hands, I can't knit anymore. I can't cross stitch. I can't crochet. So we started having people work on these large wooden looms where we take plastic bags and recycle them to make sleepy mats for people who are homeless. And it's a lot more gross motor movement than fine motor. So people, and you don't have to have, really acute vision to be able to do it and see it. And we have other pieces of the project where you don't even need to see it at all. And, then people would realize, like, I'm needed here. Like, they're going to miss me if I don't show up. They're going to call me and say, you didn't show up this Thursday at 1:00. Where were you? And I realized that I had value again. But it's very, very hard. And I think it's harder for some people than others. And kind of like when you look at what different people and organizations and companies are doing during COVID, we've seen some companies pivot very quickly, and they're nimble and they can reinvent themselves. And for other people, they were so entrenched in who they were before that to think of being someone else is such a foreign concept for them, and requires so much more. So we see people kind of moving along that path at different speeds, but what you're talking about, it's so real. And I think that's where we see where people aren't getting out and where people aren't involved anymore because maybe the opportunities have changed or they've changed. That's where we're seeing the depression, the increase in substance use, suicide attempts, like really serious, scary things, because people feel like they don't matter. And we want to make sure people know they matter, because I think we all need to, all ages, that's something that I think is so unifying. So we're committed to that. When people come in, everyone gets a name tag with their first name. Now it's on the Zoom screen, but it used to be a name tag with a first name. And people would come in and say, well, I'm the person supporting this person. Here's my ID badge for my work. And we're like, that's great that you have your ID badge. But here we all go by a first name. Like for me, I have my doctoral work and this stuff. I'm like, I'm no expert. I don't live with a disability. My children don't live with a disability. So I'm like, what I love to do in cases like that of your dad is have people with the real life experience kind of have that peer support. Like, hey, like that's why we love recommending people reach out to Jake Olson. I mean, he literally has no eyes in his head anymore because of cancer, and how he's able to let people know that that setback became a setup for who he is now. But he can say it better than I can, because people look at me like, who are you to say, you have two eyes that work, what are you going to tell me to do? So we love to have the messages shared from the people that have taken those journeys themselves, because that's the authentic advice from people that have been there.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
As far as resources go, do you guys have resources? Because here's the one resource that we've talked about on the Melanated Morning Show, and I've talked about on other platforms, especially with COVID and the holidays coming.
Yeah.
And people like myself, I remember when I first had to really adjust to a new way of life. do you have specific mental health resources? Because people need it. People are suffering. People are combined with everything else. Mental health wise, this is a very bad time. So, do you guys have like counselors? I don't know, psychiatrists. And I'm not trying to be smart. This time, I'm really.
Oh no, there's a huge need for that. We actually refer out for that. What we do is kind of create the community support for people to come together. Like I said, it's virtual now, but for people that need, legitimate mental health support, we connect people to our partner organizations where they're going to be, there are peer support lines, suicide hotlines, teen talk lines, teen text line. It used to be called the teen talk line, now teens text. So they actually changed the name of it. And some of those lines are completely anonymous because especially with teens, I think it's so hard because there's so much stigma around mental health. And that's a huge issue that we constantly battle. I know for me personally, I would talk about mental health things all the time. And a couple of years ago, I got diagnosed with generalized anxiety and panic disorders and ended up in the ER a bunch of times in ambulances and, thinking I'm dying and my heart's stopping. And once I started to realize that, I was afraid to tell people because I thought, hey, I'm a founder of a new organization. If they think that I'm not capable or that, I'm going to fall off and things are going to happen and I'm not going to be there to do this work, who's going to want to invest in me? Who's going to trust me? And it was a lot easier before I had that lived experience to say, like, we need to get rid of the stigma around mental health. And then when it happened to me, I said, I get it now. I'm holding back. I'm not even telling my closest friends and family what I'm experiencing because I'm afraid of being judged. I'm afraid of people looking at me as broken. And then when I finally had the courage to share, and I shared in a big way, put it out there on social media, probably overshared a little bit, but all these people who I had no idea were dealing with similar things, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you talked about this. Like DJ, you said at the beginning of this call, we need to talk about these hard things because other people are experiencing it in silence and in fear and without the resources they need because they're afraid to say, I'm going through this and it's hard and I can't do it alone. So we refer, if we talk to people who need more than the community that we provide, and certainly there are some people that do, we refer out to professionals and encourage people to get the help that they need and connect them with things, if it's in this area, this county, their state, across the country.
Okay.
You know what I find interesting? And I told DJ Kid Disco, or we talked about this before you came on, I grew up taking care of my mother. My mother had polio before she, before the vaccine, she got polio. So my entire life was taking care of my mom. I was walking by 6 months. I changed my little brother's diapers at 2. I had to help. And because of that, I have a great empathy. Though I've not had physical or mental issues that I know of. I've definitely had, my emotional issues, and I think that if you really think about it, most people have some kind of quote unquote disability. If it be anxiety, if it be, you're losing your sight, or you have lost your sight, or you never had it, or something. We all have something that someone else would call a disability because they don't have it. And so because of companies like yours that are bringing these things to the light, I think that it's helping people understand that they're not alone because somebody has something that they're dealing with. For my daughter, she's beautiful, she's all these things, but she has skin issues and it caused anxiety in her and depression in her. So I think everybody, if you're being honest, has something that they're dealing with. And companies like yours bring this thing to light, and community is so important because it helps you to understand that you're not alone.
Yeah, that's huge. I think especially now when people, and it looks like we're kind of going into more quarantine, more isolation time. And that's something that, is always at the forefront of our mind, is letting people know that even though we need to be physically distant, we don't need to be socially distant. And we can use technology and create ways to keep people together. And we always say, if you live long enough, you will acquire a disability. It might be a mobility impairment. It might be a vision impairment. Your teeth might fall out. Like you might have trouble speaking, remembering. So we say everyone's going to acquire a disability if you live long enough. And we see disability, there's this old school medical model, which I shouldn't say is old school because a lot of people still embrace it, but it's like, oh my God, let me figure out what's wrong with you. What's the matter with you? And we take a different approach to that. And it's more what the World Health Organization embraces, which is the social model of disability. And we're like, the impairment is not in here. The impairment is in a community that's not inclusive and providing the opportunities people need. And what really resonated with me, like we do a lot of speaking engagements and conferences, and I'll be talking, and I usually have people presenting with me that have lived experience with disability. And someone who's on our board of directors lives with a pretty profound intellectual disability. And she was sharing about not wanting to be seen as different and not wanting to be seen as special. Like she hates the word special. And someone else was speaking actually through a communication device because of cerebral palsy, they are nonverbal. And he said through his iPad voice output, he said, people constantly look at me, they underestimate me. They think because I don't speak, I don't think, or that I'm not smart. And we had a gentleman, African-American gentleman, come up to us after the presentation and he said, you know what, I feel the same way. I feel like people look at me and because of my skin color, they underestimate me. And we've had people say the same thing, because I'm a woman, because I'm an older adult, and you see like the ageism, the sexism, the racism, the, lack of appreciation for ability diversity. And that's what I've loved about this work is people will come up to me and say, I know that you focus on disability, but this matters to me because of who I am, what I've experienced. And then like, you don't want to think so many people experience this kind of hardship, but there's something empowering and like, wow, what if all these groups came together, and pooled our resources and said like, enough is enough. Like, it's not okay that you're treated this way because of your skin color. And it's not okay you're treated this way because you have autism, or because you're a woman, or because you're young, or because you're old. Like that's what constantly strikes me about this work is that, we're in these silos, all doing different work for our own populations, even the disability community. There's groups for Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, autism, I'm like, wow, you guys are experiencing a lot of the same things. You might not be talking about it, but let's talk about it and see how we can collaborate. Because we need a village for this kind of problem,
Communication is key. I mean,
yeah.
that this whole thing of, it always made me laugh how like, the gay community, was doing their thing, and the Black community was doing it, and the brown community. And it's like you are all dealing with the same kind of discrimination.
Yes.
Work together, maintain your unique being, but work together. And that's how change happens, because if we're all together in this, it's so much bigger than the small little, say government thing that's, doing whatever it's doing. There are ways to have your voices heard if you stay together.
Yes. Yeah. And that, I feel like that's so much more powerful when you hear, when other people have joined voices with us, to say, this matters, and a lot of times you realize that what you thought was so different about you realize you have more in common than you think. And that's what we love to do. We do it virtually now. What we love to do at our live events is especially bringing diverse children together. Because that's where we really see, the possibility for kind of long-term change, because people don't always have the chance to get proximate to people who are different from them. So when we have children with and without autism working on the same project side by side at a table, and we can't wait to get back to that whenever it's safe to do so. they start to realize like, oh, at first I saw your leg braces, or at first I saw that, you communicate not with words, but a different way. But now I'm realizing we both love Pokemon, or we both love Disney movies, or, whatever it is. And it's like, that becomes the commonality where when they first saw each other, it's like, I'm going to see what's different about us. And then I'm like, these are going to be kids that make hiring decisions one day. And if we can get them proximate to people who are different from them, so they see that ability and that talent and that commonality, we might be looking at a different workforce and a different culture, a different society if we can start young. So we love to grab those kids and expose them.
So awesome. So Bev, real quick, because we gotta get ready to go to commercial break, and we're gonna first of all, thank you so much for coming through and shedding important information that we all need to hear. So in closing, real quick, can you tell us how to get in touch with you guys? And thanks to COVID and you guys going virtual, that means that people from all over the world can participate. So can you give them the virtual way? Because Philadelphia's been shut down, so ain't nobody sitting at the office answering no phones. It ain't gonna happen.
Nope, not here.
Right. So can you let everybody know before you go how they can get in touch with you guys and partake of your services?
Sure, absolutely. The best way to reach us is through our website, and that's integrateforgood.org. And I encourage everyone to visit our website. Our web designer and our IT guy is Nick Welsh, who lives with autism, muscular dystrophy, social anxiety, and dyslexia. He's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Not in spite of those things, but because of them. His disabilities have given him tremendous gifts. So you'll see Nick's work at our website. I take no credit for it. It's all Nick, and I'm so proud to have him. So integrate, FOR, written all out, integrateforgood.org. And we'd love to hear from people and get connected and collaborate.
Now, is there a phone line of any type that someone, or is this strictly the website?
Yeah, people can reach out by phone as well, 484-854-1375.
Right. And whenever we get back to whatever normal is going to be in 2021, when we back up, could you give us the address, the physical address, just in case, you never know.
Yeah, so we actually don't have brick and mortar. We operate out of my car and out of community locations. We bring our work out into the community. So we have a post office box. And when people see our address, they're like, oh, I'll meet you there. And I'm like, we won't fit. It's a little 3x3 post office box. So we are a startup organization, less than 2 years old. We knew this year would be terrible too. COVID made sure of it for us, but it didn't get us down. Like, we are still vertical. So the best way to reach us is through our website, and then we can connect people to our virtual community right now. And on our website, it always lists where we are in the community. Right now, all you'll see is Zoom, but we're hoping that that'll change in 2021.
Anybody's going to see right now, Zoom. So thank you again, Beverly Weinberg. You've been a great informative help to people like myself and Seabreeze and CYNDA and Seabreeze and just anybody who's tuning in. Please, if you're suffering yourself, or if you know someone who's already have a disability or transitioning into a new disability, or you just need somebody to rap about, or even if life just got you down because of what's going on, in the world, just reach out to, again, Integration for Good. Is that .org?
Integrate for Good.
Integrate for Good. Is that .org? That's
yes.
Come on, y'all can't forget that. It's an org. It's an org, y'all. So it's an org. So.
Yep. .org. That's how you'll find us. Integrateforgood.org.
And we're ready to go to break, and we thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you, CYNDA DJ. I love being able to talk to new audiences and connect with people that share our values about strengthening community. So any ways we can work together in the future, I will be all about that.
You know that, and we thank you for coming through. Thank you again, Shelly Shell, co-owner of the Grown Folks Radio, for hooking us up, and Bev, we will see.
God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
We so
You too. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you.
have a happy holiday. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. Y'all heard it first here. That was Beverly Weinberg from the Integration for
Integrate.
Yeah. You know what? Handle that for me, Steve Breeze. Would you? 'Cause I just keep
She said it. She said it. We'll put it up. All right. Thank you.
Integrate for good. So we're gonna sign off to Miss Beverly. Thank you. Wave bye to the people, Bev. Say
Bye. Thanks, everyone.
say goodnight, Gracie. All right, y'all. This is Melanated Morning Show. We can ready to go to break. We can ready wait. Let me make sure that Miss Beverly is ready for her to be released into the Neverland. Where is she at? Where is she at? Where is she at? Listen, y'all know my headlight don't work, so don't be. Whatever. Bev, can you go ahead? I can't even find the button. Jesus Christ. Jiminy Christmas. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And I love what you were talking about, DJ, last time, where you're saying how you like put all your own symbols so you could like figure things out, like you made your own system over there.
Yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta
Just take us to commercial.
That's some great dude. I'm trying to find the daggone thing. Y'all know I'm blind as I only got one headlight. Here we go. All right, I'm all set up. Okay, we're going to the commercial. There we go.
WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
For the health and safety.
All right. Thank you, Bev.
Thank you. It was so good to meet you, CYNDA. Good to see you again,
too.
DJ.
Carts and baskets.
All right. See you later.
Dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and Same Day Delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a bullseye view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast? Learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom Your Podcast. Go to ShellyShellWilliams.com or go to Instagram at ShellyShellWilliams or at DJ Kid Disco. DM us. Find out more information. This class is a must-take class.
Romaine, my girl, an African American, master's level, licensed professional counselor, and dance movement therapist. Tell us more about your clinical practice.
Yes, Dr. Webb. I am a licensed professional counselor with the state of Pennsylvania, specialize in verbal psychotherapy as well as dance movement therapy. Dance movement therapy helps clients to improve self-esteem, body image, develop effective communication skills, build healthy relationships, as well as build positive coping skills.
Yes, honey, I love it. But wait, what if I don't know how to dance?
No worries. We're all natural movers each and every day, so you don't need to be a professional.
Oops. I'm sorry. Dr. Webb, I messed up and I can't start it over again. All right, well, those are the commercials. I messed up. I'm sorry. Seabreeze.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Oops. Boy, I totally screwed up on that one. There we go. There we go. Okay. Seabreeze, can you hear me?
I can.
Guess what, Seabreeze?
What?
I got a surprise for you.
Okay. What's up?
Just look. Look.
Hey, DJ Joe Storm. What's up, man?
Mike checker, 1, 2.
Look at the side. This step through and hang out with us.
Hey, what's going on? Dang, God, that's a great big thing you got on your chest there.
Yeah, blackface.
Yeah. A true blackface.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sign of a true king.
So what's going on? How you doing?
I can't complain. Just checking y'all out, seeing y'all do y'all thing.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing Seabreeze in rare form.
So, for those of y'all who don't know, was another connection that's getting ready to go on in, what we say, January, Seabreeze?
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at Seabreeze, because Seabreeze has the show coming up, the PPC radio show. And, of course, a radio show needs a house DJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, who would the house DJ be, Seabreeze?
DJ Joe Storm, y'all.
The one and only Baltimore's #1 grown and sexy DJ coming to Grown Folks Radio near you.
All right.
Grown Folks Radio near you. I gotta shout out my co-host too, Philly Beauty. For some reason, her topics, her contents are not being seen. I don't know. A couple of people keep saying that on Facebook that for some reason they commenting like hell, and their topics. Their comments are not being seen.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
I apologize, y'all. That's Facebook on some other stuff. Like, I don't know. I saw Joe's comments, so hey.
Maybe Facebook is having favoritism. I don't know.
Call Zuckerberg. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. So, Joseph.
What's up, Disco?
Are you still at school?
Yeah, still
Schools
working.
are still open? Really? Everything's shut down today. As of today, in Indiana, all the schools. Well, I don't know if it's all of Indiana. No, the governor said it's all of Indiana schools shut down till January.
We physically shut down. We here, but everything is
the kids aren't there?
No, everything is online instruction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That should be different and interesting. Do you do PE or something?
I didn't hear you. Say it again.
You do PE?
No. I'm a custodian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Joe is who keeps the building running. Wasn't for Joe, they wouldn't be standing there.
Mm-hmm.
Fact.
The teachers still come in, right?
Yeah, they did. Some of them still come in and do online instruction from their computers at the job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we might have 5 people maybe in the building total.
Wow, that's fun for you. Nice and quiet.
Oh man, it's just all you hear is the sounds of the building.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the kids are having a rough time. Some kids do okay with virtual learning. They don't mind that whole concept, but then other kids that are social beings, man, this is rough.
It's definitely tough. And I feel sad for anybody that graduated anything this year.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't able to do anything. So.
When I was in school last week with in a high school that I work at sometimes, and I hadn't been back in a long time because I've been doing movies and stuff, but I saw how it was. It's like they cannot have any social interactions. They have built their, even in the cafeteria, they had desks instead of tables, so that the kids are eating their lunch alone at a desk. It was weird.
Interaction is the funny thing about it. Interaction is a part of our nature as human beings. So this is like unheard of. I mean, I understand that the cost of the situation. We gotta, even during the times of Thanksgiving, people are not even able to go.
This will be the first year of my life where I'm not with a group. It'll be the first time. It's just, 3 of us, we're going to be here, and that is all. I have never done that. And this is the first year without my dad, this was his favorite holiday, and we had planned on coming together, but we can't do it. It's too dangerous.
Let me tell y'all something. I never liked Thanksgiving because I was always the sorry bastard that had to wash the dishes afterwards. So I'm used to being in the crib by myself because I don't want to wash when I was a kid, I had to wash all the dishes. Me and my sister,
I like washing dishes.
Man, I hate washing dishes. We ain't no dishwashers.
Neither do we. I didn't use a dishwasher. I like keeping things clean. And I love the big family and the big cleanup afterwards. It was fun, and I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss it.
This is a crazy.
Gotta do what we gotta do though.
Now my wife is cooking this year, but if you don't live in my crib, you can get your plate at the door. It'll be sitting there like DoorDash.
Yeah.
Curbside Joe.
Yeah, you ain't getting nothing out of that, John.
Yeah, if you get the rolls, condiments, open the window. I'm gonna open the window. Better catch him. You ain't coming in here. Yo, you know what? And I hate to say this. I don't even trust my own child. I don't trust my daughter, my stepdaughter. She does this. What good is that going to do? She'll walk around, but I got my mask on.
Yeah, they cover their mouth but not their nose.
And she ain't stopped partying yet. Every time we turn around, I'm going out. I'm going out. I'm going out. Where are you people going? But the millennials, millennials. We all was a millennial. They just officially call it millennial, but we all was that age. You find somewhere to party. From what? 16 to I'm gonna say 25. You can find a party.
I think the downside to it is, on a serious note, is that people don't realize that you may get better, as far as, somebody that's younger and vibrant and making, maybe handle it better, but you might be the cause of some, your grandmother, your aunt, or somebody that has lived their life and still living it and can't handle it. And then, you might be the cause of them dying and don't even know it. Like, people don't understand. It's like, person can easily pull a trigger and kill someone, but with this disease, you can be sick and not knowingly kill somebody just by you being sick and passing it on to them. So people just need to practice being cautious and think beyond yourself.
And listen, this is not a political thing. Now, if you need one, just hit us up. You like this, Sea Breeze?
Yeah, I like how you got all the swag and I got nothing.
We're gonna have to ship you your own special mask with whatever you want on the front of it. Put Sea Breeze in the special.
Something.
I'm sorry, Sea Breeze. You're right. Shelly got one. In our defense, wait a minute.
It's okay. I got you back, Seabreeze.
Hold on. We got the prototypes, so we wanted to make sure that they was cool before.
No problem. You don't want me to give you some free publicity?
Damn, do that, Joe.
It's okay. Joe Storm says it's in the mail.
Okay.
I need the publicity for you and me.
Okay. All right.
You know, your Joe will be in about a week, a week or so. Since you put it like that, I'm sorry, see. You know I love you. I'm sorry.
I understand you busy. You got life. I get it. I get it.
Nah, your Joe gonna be. Now you know me, Seabreeze. I send. If I say I'm gonna send you something, don't I send it?
All the time.
I just didn't get around because I didn't think of it. I'm sorry.
I'm not tripping. I'm just being more funny than anything. Let me ask you that. So is the Macy's parade not happening this year? That would only make sense.
All of that is gone. All of that has been every single national event, even the ball drop in Times Square, all that has been canceled.
Really?
Yes, there will be no ball drop this year.
Ain't nothing going on. We have Philadelphia has the oldest Thanksgiving Day parade in history. With every year, virtual. No sports, no sports teams. The Eagles are no longer to have crowds in the stadium. That's been shut down, which it needs to be. Them bums. Anyway. God. Anyway, that's a whole nother show. Everything pretty much has been shut down. They're actually going as far as say you must have a mask on. They're getting ready to do a state mask mandate. You're only allowed to have 10 people inside your home. Because you got to look at it this way. Every street, residential block in America has at least one house this year that's going to be a super spreader event. Because people just really are not taking this serious. They're like, oh, it's a hoax, or you're against my constitutional right for me to wear. What the are you talking about? When the flu was the flu, if you're sick, stay home. Don't nobody want to catch your germs. I mean, we're not talking about the clap or gonorrheas.
Yeah, you can't. You don't have to touch somebody. You just got to be in their presence and get some particles up in you, and you're done. It's in the air. It's not like other things. It's not like AIDS. You had to have sex or share needles, and most people don't do that. But this, if you breathe, you can catch it, and everybody has to breathe.
See, that's why you're my wonderful, talented, beautiful co-host, because you understood exactly what I was saying when I said it ain't the clap, y'all. It ain't like,
Also, the people also got to realize that it's even worse on the people that have the underlying conditions, because the more that your immune system is weakened, the tougher it is for you to fight the situation. And then on top of that, even if you have a strong system, and let's say you do make it through, really with no major problems, there are people out there that have everlasting future effects, of their, they got things that will last them for the rest of their life.
Exactly. I mean, I've heard of people that still don't have their taste buds back. How awful is that? They never get their taste buds back, or their sense of smell back. Or they have a cough forever or whatever. It's just crazy. That reminds me, you guys seen Kevin Hart's new special? His new stand-up?
No, I haven't seen
it. I didn't even know they had another one up.
Yeah, it's funny. It's really funny, and it's a COVID uh social distancing, masked, intimate concert he had in his house. And it was really funny. And he was talking about how he had COVID. He had COVID and had no symptoms at all. Nothing. His wife had no taste, no smell. And that's how they found out they had it. But
Wow.
it's just,
With
you know.
that's what happened with the with Hughley before he passed out.
He had it too.
Yeah, he said he
Yeah, he fell out on stage at a concert.
he had no idea, no clue. So
Yeah, and that's what people aren't really getting. It's like you don't have to have symptoms to be a spreader. You can have it and give it to everybody else. You know, you don't feel there's nothing wrong with me. Everything is fine. I'm normal, and you have no clue that you have it. And you're giving it to everyone else, and you're giving it to people that are weak or not young or whatever, or have asthma, or any number of issues, and you're giving it away to folks and you don't even know it. It's that's why it's so important that just do the basic simple things. I mean, honestly, if I'm gonna be real, it's not simple to not be with family during the holidays. Not for me. I'm a family girl. That brings me joy. I look forward to it every year. But I want those same family members to be alive next year and the year after that, so I can do it then. I don't want to have some big event and lose some family members, and then next year they're gone because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. So
real quick, I want to Mr. William. And you know what? Real quick, Seabreeze, can you give Mr. William Clarence Marshall III another shout out? Because he said he didn't hear us because, unfortunately, the way he was listening, the commercials were kind of overrunning what we were saying.
Yeah, well, Harlem Renaissance, I miss you. Would love to have you back on the show. I miss that melodious voice. So please come on back.
Mr. William Clarence Marshall III. Ouch, that hurt.
Got that James Earl Jones voice.
Yo, he do. Don't he, Seabreeze?
He's got a beautiful tone.
He's actually
king.
What would they call that? A thespian?
He's a thespian.
Thespian? Well, I'm ignorant.
All actors are thespians. Some are better than others, but especially theater actors they're thespians.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hey, look, I'm gonna show you. That's funny as you say that. It's old. This was a Willie Award.
A who?
A Willie Award. I don't remember what. It's William Shakespeare Award. I can't remember the name of It's terrible. It was too many years, 30, 40 years ago. But I got this in 1987 as a Best Actress in a Musical.
A Willie Award.
Well, right. So you were brilliant even back then.
I've been doing this stuff a long time.
Well, what was your role in that play?
I don't even know which one it was. 1987.
Damn.
That means I was that was my last year. I don't know. It could have been Evita. It probably was Evita. Yeah.
Wow. You know what? That's when you know that you've been in the business a long time and you've been accomplished for a long time when you don't even remember. Look at it this way. Like you say, yo, remember that party? Man, I don't remember that shit. I did 1,000 parties. I don't remember what the hell.
Exactly. I don't remember so much. I do remember certain shows that I was in, but I don't remember it all. Even the movies. I was I had to go on IMDb for some reason. I don't remember what it was. I was updating my resume, and that's terrible, but I have to go to IMDb to do it because they have almost everything. Not everything is on there, but I'm over 50 projects in now, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize that it's over 50 now. So
And real quick, Seabreeze, before you say anything, We're not going to do the last commercial because
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know I was getting ready to.
because we get the music thing. So this is, we get ready to close out in about
Okay.
minutes before we go to some more of them great 80s tunes. I had a rocket, Joe. She was over here listening to Hall and Oates and had the lighter.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But let me ask Seabreeze.
Mm-hmm.
At this stage of the game, do you actually have to have a physical resume?
For some things, yeah. Yeah, I'm actually in Indiana, since I'm here. There's work in this region, but you need an agent in this region to get it. So I'm trying to get an agent here, and it covers like Ohio, Indiana, and I think that's it. But they do you can do commercials for regional commercials and stuff like that. And as you know, all my work is gone by the by, so I need to work. So I sent my resume and photos and all that kind of stuff to a new agent.
So wait a minute, you actually got, wait a minute. See, that's what I'm confused about. And maybe I'm taking for granted. But it would seem to me, it's just me, and I don't know, I'm ignorant to that part of the business. Actually, I'm ignorant to the Hollywood business period. All I know is what you've been telling me. But real talk, no, it would just seem to me that you're CYNDA Williams, right? Your work can be Google. So why do I need a resume? All you gotta do is Google MOWBRAY the Blues. Google.
And that's when it's just normal people asking about that kind of stuff. I always say, just go to IMDb if you want to see what I'm in. But this is a professional company, and they cast for commercials, they cast for industrials, they cast for a whole thing that I am not involved in, and I've never really been involved in. So it's almost like, in a way, starting over. I mean, definitely the work that I've done will walk me into any door. And I'm good at it. So my auditions will get me in the door, but they don't know who I am when it comes to that. This isn't about doing movies. They don't cast movies. They don't cast television. They cast commercials. They cast industrials and things like that. So, where I do have a nice meaty resume, it means nothing to them, really. They don't know me. And maybe they do. Maybe they've seen me on TV but don't realize it. But they still got to have my information.
I got you. I was I'm like, wait a minute, resume? What the hell you need a resume for?
When it comes to movies and stuff like that, for the most part, I get offers. More than anything, I just get a call or a message or whatever saying, hey, you available? Can I send you my script? Blah blah blah, on and on. That's how I work most of the time. But this is something different. This is
a new avenue.
And it's voices. They actually also do voiceover for radio. If I can get that kind of stuff once in a while, then I wouldn't have to trip about, being a substitute or whatever. I could, or if, radio paid me, I wouldn't have to worry about that. But right now I got to work.
So listen, Radio 1, if you're listening, Radio 1, if you're listening, and what's the other one?
Radio 1, Clear Channel. What's the other one? iHeartRadio.
Oh, Sirius. If y'all listening.
Sirius, yeah.
And you know what? Nah, I'm not doing that. I had it. Sirius radio, Sirius satellite is hard to get into. It really is. And then once you get there, they wanted you to make so many changes. Joe, you remember when I had to rip that whole contract up because they wanted me to change. Me and Joe actually sat and talked about that in detail. Remember, Joe? When I was great at that decision because they want you to change so much. And that's the thing. Seabreeze, I know you've been through this where you might have a script or whatever and they wanted to change the integrity of what you
see. The thing about it is, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, she can contest to what I'm about to say. But a lot of times, if you build your brand so big and it's overpowering, you know, almost like, you know, when Master P built No Limit, it was like they came to him. He was like, basically, I already sold millions of units out of my vehicle. You know, I don't need y'all. You know, I need, and you know, and that's how you got to build your brand to the point where they'll come to you, but you're not willing to compromise or change anything because you're already doing numbers.
Well, see, and that's where I was at. That's exactly where I was at, Seabreeze. When they told me, well, you need 50,000 impressions on Spotify for, you know, to really pick up a contract. I'm like, all right, well, that's not a problem. No, we need you to get 50,000 impressions on Spotify, get them on iTunes, get them on Tidal, all of those, and then we'll sign you to an official. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Okay, well, if I can do all that, the hell I need y'all for? I've already done what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use y'all to get me there. Well, what the hell I need y'all for? And they was like, well, okay, we'll take a chance on it. You know, we love the show. We love the podcast. But can you change this? I ain't doing that. Now you asking me to sell my soul. I'm not willing to do that. That's why your story, Seabreeze, is empowering. And don't think that it's just empowering for women. It's empowering for men, too. That you didn't compromise your principles. You never compromised your principles and said, I'm not going to do this, that, or the other to succeed in this business. And that means I have to take another career, then I will, but I'm not going to sell my soul to the devil just to say, I made it. No. And I applaud you for that, Seabreeze. I really do.
Yeah, that's a you know, that's a blessing. You know, if you look at a lot of these situations where whether it's a music artist or actor or even, you know, people in sports, and they like, where are they now? You know, a lot, you know, different people, you know, could be on drugs or, you know, because the thing about it is a lot of people have seen a lot and they've been involved in a lot, you know, and it messes with you mentally. So for a person not to compromise who they are is a major, you know, major thing, you know, especially in a male dominated, you know, world at times, you know.
And not only that, Joe, I'm great to see. I'm great to Seabreeze's horn for a minute because, first of all, doing them podcasts, doing that production work is so uplifting every week because she be saying some deep shit that really gets to the core. I can't put it no other way, but last week I was having a moment. I really was. You know, I'm human, and CYNDA didn't pull no punches. She was the big sister that she has chosen to be to me. She's like, this is what you got to do. And this was, you know, wasn't on air. It was all there. Get your shit together. I know you're going through something, but, and yeah, I'm going to put it out there. She cussed. She's like, fuck that. Get your shit together. We all got problems, but if you want to grab the big, pretty much what she's saying, if you want the brass ring, you got to have the balls and the fortitude to get the thick skin, get out your feelings, and never let them see you sweat. Don't let this knock you down. Just remember that conversation?
Yes.
Cece, remember that?
Yeah, I do. I'm constantly, whenever I say anything like that to you or anybody, I'm talking to myself too. You always preach most what you need to know.
But I love you for it because that was really, I don't know if I had a chance to thank you last week, but I'm thanking you now. I needed that. I need that pep talk. You know, everybody needs a push sometimes, and you was being the friend that you are, and was like, get up. You know, like
you know, not everybody wants that kind of friend. That's why I don't have that many. You know, I mean, I am all for encouraging and praising and loving on in a gentle, sweet way, my friends. But at the same time, sometimes you gotta, shake them up a little bit and say, hey, look, get up off your ass and get back to work. Come on.
And that's
It's just
she did. You could really, literally, Joe. You could literally see her hand reach through the screen, pick me up by the top of my shirt. She's like, "Get your shit together. Get your ass back to work. First of all, Negro, we got a show to do. Get it together. Suck it up. I don't give a damn where you got to find it from, but find it from somewhere. Suck it up and let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got work to do. Ain't that pretty much what you did?
Yeah, and we had a great show last week too.
Yeah, we did.
Miss Shelley, thanks to Shelley for coming on and being inspirational as usual. But I'm gonna be real with you. I don't feel all that great today. You know what I mean? I'm having a lower day, but I'm here.
Your frequencies are lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You operating on a lower vibration.
But you got to still keep going. You got to keep it up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with everything that's going on these days and times, you ain't got no choice. I mean, these are dark times, y'all. These are not dark times. I don't want to put it like that, but they're strange. They're different. We're seeing stuff that you would never have seen before. That crap that's going on in the White House, you would never see this kind of. Even Nixon didn't do this kind of shit. At least Nixon had, all right, I'm caught. Fuck it, I'm out of here. I quit because you done caught me. What else I'm gonna do? This dude, like,
people forget that this dude he's always been the same person regardless. He's not conforming to anything different. That he's what they say. He's being true to their own self. He is what he is. People can't be totally surprised of what they've voted for or not voted for. But in the same breath, your local level. I say that again. People need to vote. People need to. I don't care what election it is. You need to vote on your local level because it will impact whoever the big person is.
But listen,
I'm sorry.
I'm not surprised at him. I'm not surprised at McConnell. I'm not surprised at any of them. They've been doing this shit for years. I'm not surprised at it. And I agree. He been this way. So why, he's just being who he is. That's all well and good. You got the right to be whoever in the bleep you want to be. But take that shit somewhere where it don't harm anybody. That's all I'm concerned about. Me being a business owner myself and all of that, you do what you do. All right, that's what's up. As long as don't interfere with what nobody else is doing. It's like if you got a strip mall, right?
Yeah.
And you got everybody else's family, but you got one go-go spot on there where they selling TNA, you know what I mean, right out there. You gotta go, cuz. Now, the rest of the strip mall is up to y'all to come together and do the moral thing, but nah, why don't the rest of the owners of the businesses on the strip mall want to say anything? Because they be down at the titty bar, sitting there, you know what I mean, secretly. Same thing with what's going on here. Why do Mr. Bitch and the rest of them don't want to say nothing? Because they been lining their pockets for decades. So now that you've been in cahoots with this fella, see, I don't blame him. I blame the people that allow him to do what he's doing. It ain't him. It's the people that are allowing it. When the bleep is somebody finally going to say, you know what? You done went too far.
They in the same. You gotta understand, they're in the same business partnership. This goes deeper than
exactly.
This thing goes deeper than congressmen. He said it, when him and Hillary were in the last race when Hillary lost. He said basically, and he said it the same thing in front of Biden. He said, same dudes that I know, we sat in the same room and had the same conversations. It's just you're on a different side of the coin than I am, but we know the same people.
I ain't got no problem with that. I really don't. My thing is
he doesn't operate off emotion because he's in his business and his thought process about him being him thinking that he's a tycoon or whatever business that he's the businesses that he owns. To him, there's no feeling. So when you got a person running a country that has no feeling, how can he sympathize for you or anybody else, or rather white, black, or indifferent?
But in the meantime, in between time, my only point is, I hear all that. But right now, I ain't got time to be worrying about his psychological analysis. I don't give a fuck about none of that. People are dying. Bottom line. I don't care. I need the Congress. I need the Senate. I need to grow some balls, go in there and get this clown out of there before more people die because of this asshole. Seabreeze, what's your thought? Because I know you.
No, I agree. I mean, but I don't know, because you got to remember why. I believe that there are plenty of Republicans that are in power that are disgusted by everything. But they also know that he has a cult following who will destroy any chances they would have of doing anything. They would be gone. And then possibly they would vote even more extremists in. So they are being careful, and they're basically, you know how some parents, like for instance, the other day I had this sweet little baby. Some friends visited with their child, and he doesn't like to be away from the parents, right? So they wanted to sneak out and go do something, so they left him with me, and he cried for 45 minutes straight. And what did I do? I didn't try to force him to stop crying. I didn't yell at him. I just let him sit on my lap and get it all out. That's what they're doing with Trump. They letting him throw his tantrums so he can go, and then maybe we can get some stuff done again. Is it courageous? No. Is it smart? Maybe. Because to be honest with you, these guys that are in there and supporting him with their silence, I don't really believe that they're supporting him at all in truth. I just think they're trying to control his damage, what damage he can do. So if this is not the first time someone hasn't conceded, this is not the first time that he probably won't be at the inauguration. This has happened before. This will be the fourth time that it's happened. Hasn't happened in this century or the century before even, but it's happened before, and things actually, the presidency that happened afterwards blossomed and bloomed, and they had 8 years of change and good things. So I understand the silence, and let this man just cry and whine and scream and yell until he's tired himself out, and then he can go do another failing business somewhere. That's what I think was up.
Damn! Wait a minute. Come back. Don't just Now after you dropped all of that, wait a minute. That was deep. I never thought of it that way. So, first of all, can you give us a history edification? When did
I know John Adams.
Really?
Yeah. Let me look it up, because I know I was reading an article about it recently. That it's happened before. The people were mad because they only had one terms, and so they did exactly what he's doing. They did exactly what he's doing, and it was fine because people just let them do their things. The first time it was John Adams, and then John Adams lost to Thomas Jefferson, and he didn't concede. He didn't like him. He didn't concede. He was mad, and so it happened like 3 different times in the 1800s. And like I said, they lost, they whined, they cried, they didn't concede, they didn't go to the inauguration, and it didn't matter because the next guy came in and he did his thing and changed things and made things better.
Roosevelt, Herbert Hoover. Didn't that happen with Roosevelt and Hoover?
I don't remember. I have to look up the articles again that I've been reading.
You know what? We're going to have that info for you here on the Melanated Morning Show, probably by tomorrow, knowing me, because that's a really interesting tidbit.
But even still, even still, like I said, people vote on your local levels. I mean, if you worrying about the presidency, vote for your mayor, your governor, your senator. Vote for these people that can affect change within your eyesight. Because at the end of the day, the president is on a national level. I mean, it can be affected, but you got to put pieces around it. You got to put pieces around any president to be able to have a bipartisan situation. So when you thinking that you so angry and you so upset and you go vote, whoever voted on to get him out of there, I mean, you did a great thing. But if you would have just read and did your due diligence and, seek the information that you needed to know on your local level, we probably wouldn't have had the damage as much as we would have had now, because it would have been a split half and half. A person to say, I go for, and then another person that's going to spank the child at the end to say no, or not even really spank the child, just tap his hand and say, no, you can't do that. So that's what you need. Look at your local levels, what affects you in your eyesight, in your state, because that will affect the national level. You only do as much damage as you allow him to do if you would have voted on your local level. And that's just the facts, period.
And those are the facts. So on local,
I found it right quick. So it was John Adams. I found the article. John Quincy Adams,
his son.
He did the same thing.
Well, who did John Quincy?
And Andrew Johnson didn't concede. Quincy Adams followed in his father's footsteps in many ways, and as Secretary of State of retiring president, he looked to obtain the presidency in his own right, but faced blah blah blah.
John Quincy Adams at all. They thought he was stupid. They thought he just didn't belong there. Andrew Johnson lost. That was the first president that was actually impeached. For those of y'all don't know. And by the way, impeached doesn't mean removed. So who did Andrew Johnson lost to? Because he was after Reconstruction, after Lincoln. So who did he?
Yeah, he succeeded to the presidency after the assassination of President Lincoln. But he obstructed the will of the Congress. At the time, the Republican Congress, which at the time was Lincoln's. Yeah. It was the ones that were for eliminating slavery and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And and he was impeached. And so Ulysses S. Grant was his nemesis. And
who was very popular at the time. Love Grant.
Yeah.
War.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now that makes sense. And Andrew Johnson, he was a man baby. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the through line. Man babies, that these narcissists, they're mentally ill narcissists that can't lose, and if they lose, they want to destroy you. They want to hurt you as badly as possible, and that is what we're experiencing right now.
This is shameful. So guess what, folks?
We be at the end.
Look what time it is, Seabreeze.
It is time to sign off.
Yeah. You know how I know when it's time? Because my stomach start growling. Guess who tuned in yesterday, Seabreeze? I wish she had tuned in this morning. She probably was busy. Guess who tuned in yesterday?
Who?
The missus.
Oh, that's nice.
My missus.
Very good.
My missus. So, can you give her a wave or a hello or?
Hi, Carmen.
Wave or a hello or so. She swear by God, you don't be telling me about this person. I tell you, but everybody knows Carmen. And you know what? Everybody says the same thing. Oh, she's so what? I love her. So, hey, everybody. So yeah, she says, wait a minute. Wrong hand. I was study waving this hand. I'm like, wait, why nobody ain't?
All right, you guys. I think next week we're going to take the holiday. I mean, I am going to still have a podcast, a new podcast coming out, my Thanksgiving podcast next week. But I think we're going to take a break from Melanated Morning Show just for the holiday.
Just for
Is this correct? But
what's going to happen next week is actually, I think only. Let me think. I think there's only going to be one show that's going to be actually live next week on the whole radio station, which will be Single on the Saturday night. Shelly Shell's got her show, live show, Saturday at next Saturday, the 28th at 2 p.m. But yes, the Melanated Morning Show will be on Thanksgiving hiatus, so that means we're going to be playing the best of. You know, where you'll hear good conversation or, wait a minute, what did I just read? So we'll be playing the best of next Wednesday, and we will see you guys December what would that be? December the 1st? December the 2nd?
let me look. December. Stop it. I have a new phone and I don't know how to use it yet. December the 2nd. We'll be back December 2nd.
We will be back December 2nd, and we will be going until December the 15th, I believe, where we will be on.
Are we going to do it up? Are we going to do the 16th, that last day?
Yeah.
And then take the next 2 weeks off. So we'll go for those 3 weeks, and then we're going to take a Christmas break. And then when we come back in January, not only we bring you back Melanated Morning Show, we are also going to start finally PPC Radio Show.
Yeah. With the addition of your boy Baltimore's #1 grown and sexy DJ Joe Storm coming along for the ride.
That is a part of it. Yes.
Yeah, y'all. For once, I'm actually not a part of somebody's show. I'm just a hired help on this one. I just run the boards. I'm just a hired help. I'm not the producer. I'm not the what? Wait a minute. Am I the producer? Wait.
Yes, you're the producer. What are you talking about? I can't produce it.
I'm still the hired help.
Yes, you are the hired help.
You're not.
Before we continue, I want to throw in a shameless plug if it's possible.
Go ahead.
My shameless plug is just to let everybody know, DJ Joe Storm does the Cabin Fever mix Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and also on mixcloud.com/DJ Joe Storm. Follow me on my Facebook page at Joseph Henderson and at my DJ Joe Storm page. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Follow me and check out my mixes Monday through Friday at 8 p.m.
Check them out.
There you go. So, real quick, tomorrow is Thursday. We're not going to have an actual morning show. What we're going to do is that fat-ish show that we did last week with Shelly Shell and Philly Beauty. We're going to do it tomorrow night. And we're going to merge with the Philly Wonder Woman show because it's a 215 John, and all these Philly folks, you know, it's the John. Say it real quick for us, Joe. It's the John, you know, the John. Joe say it better than actual Philadelphia. So don't look for us tomorrow morning. You will hear the Melanated Morning Show tomorrow morning, but you will hear an archive. But you will hear us live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And me and Philly Beauty will be back Friday morning live. And then, like Seabree says, happy Thanksgiving. The Dr. Letitia Webb show, gospel show, is coming up after this at 2 p.m. The replay from last week, and her live show will be Sunday at 2 p.m. And at 4 p.m., wait a minute, we got another show, Seabreeze. This is great. At 4 p.m. on Sundays, we have a new show. And guess whose show it is?
Whose show?
Monty on the Scene. Monica.
Oh, all right.
Sister. Yes.
Very cool.
We started it last week, was the first show, the kickoff show. It's Inspiration in Sports with Monty on the Scene. From 4 to
All right.
on Sundays. She does inspiration for the first hour, and the second hour we talk about how much the Eagles suck. So,
very cool. Shout out to Earl. Thank you for joining in, even though you were late this time. No, you weren't. Yeah, you were late, and that's okay. And Shelly and Paula, thank you all for joining us on Facebook, and we'll be seeing you in a week and a half on this.
There go the co-CEO, Shelly Shell. I didn't even see that she commented. There she go. There she go. Earl, what up? Earl checks in everyone. I don't know where Malik at, because Malik is late. Malik always checks in too.
Maybe he slept in today. Good for him.
I know, that's right. Earl said to include one of CYNDA's shows in the best of course. Of course. Me and CYNDA had some really funny, good shows in the past, haven't we, Seabreeze?
Yeah, we have.
We have had some doozies, of course. When I do the best of, it's gotta be, you know what? And that's the thing, Earl. Real quick, let me say that when we do the best of, most of it is going to include Seabreeze. I mean, PHILLIE BEAUTIIE is great, but she just got here a couple weeks ago. She's great. Don't get me wrong, she's phenomenal, but she just got here. She's only got 2 weeks in. But Seabreeze been with me damn near from the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
We kind of started. Did we start this Grown Folks Radio thing together?
Yes, we did.
And we was on that other place that we not going to speak about first.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, me and Seabreeze, we've been duking it out with everybody back to back. You know what I mean? Fighting the world for months now, haven't we?
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, we kind of been doing this since COVID started. So we we actually been riding out COVID together. You know,
we started because we met. Was it in May?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was in May. It was right before your birthday. Remember?
Yeah, it was right before my birthday. Mm-hmm.
It was. In fact, it was the day. What was your birthday? A week later or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you did that first interview with Speaking of Shell.
Yep.
Shelly Shell on Single on Saturday Night. So that was May, because that was before Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
It was right before that, and damn, this is December, and you still around me? What's wrong with you?
It's pretty cool.
You still around?
It's pretty cute.
Mm-hmm. Wow, she's still here with me. So on that note, y'all, I guess we got all the church announcements out the way, Seabreeze?
Yes, we did.
Okay. We got all the goodbyes and fare thee wells out the way.
And thank you, DJ Joel Storm, for joining us. He had to go.
Yeah.
And happy Thanksgiving to you.
I saw the chat, Joe. Thanks for tuning in, Joe. So, did we cover everything, Seabreeze?
We did. That's a wrap.
I love it when she does. That is so signature. Like, Shelly's got her, hey, everybody. And you got your, go ahead. Do it one more time.
That's a wrap.
She does it so cool. Like that part. Like she just said. Yeah, that part. So,